Sweet, dude. Well, Doobie, fucking thanks for, being on the podcast, man. Excited to chat with you.
Hell yeah, man. Likewise. Brandon, right?
That's right, buddy. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Well, thanks for having me, dog.
Oh, of course, man. Yeah. Cheers, buddy. This is going to be a fun
Oh,
chat.
hey, I like you already.
Yeah, yeah,
we're gonna cover up the name for you, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. Yeah, for sure, buddy. Nice, man. So yeah, like how's things been going for you lately? Kind of getting, I'm assuming you're kind of in the middle of just getting new album going and all that stuff, right?
Yeah. Working on this more rock album right now. And just kind of like trying to finalize everything. You can have all the music recorded that you want, but then you got to go back, get everything mastered, get all the logistics, have everything turned in by a certain time, and then you still got to wait another month or so for it to
Oh,
be.
yeah.
It's just, we're in the enjoyable part, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. There's a waiting process, and then the closer you get to the end, it's like, yeah, it's the fun part.
Yeah, you fucking grind, get super excited, and then you gotta stop. You gotta pump your brakes. It's like the hurry up and wait process.
Yeah, yeah. Like I've said this so many times too. That's the worst part to me when you record all these songs and it's just I just want to show everybody this stuff.
Yeah. Like, can we get it out? Can we just put it out right now? Let's just put it out right
Exactly. Yeah, because I can imagine. Because yeah, so I'm curious on the history of this. So growing up, because you grew up in Ohio, right?
now. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so growing up, what was the scene like there? What like because I understand you grew up with rock, but you were also into hip hop at the same time, or what came first?
Yeah. Well, what came first was rock.
Okay.
Um, Kiss, which is funny. Ironically enough, I have on a fucking Kiss T-shirt. I look like a fucking poster boy right now. I just had a photo shoot and shit. I just
Oh,
literally,
nice.
this was on top of my dirty clothes hamper. I was like, yo, put this on.
Sick,
um,
man.
but nah, it started with Kiss. Um, my mom, so my mom was just very heavily like into rock and metal, and that's just kind of where it came from. My dad passed when I was 5, so his influence didn't come. He was a rap guy, but I wanted to try to learn more about him as I got older and in my teen years. So that's when I started, getting more into rap, was later on in my teen years. But ever since I can remember, it was always rock and metal. But Kiss was the band that made me want to be a rock star or a musician per se.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, like just influence from parents, right? I grew up with the same
Yeah.
stuff too. It was like AC/DC, Metallica, all
Yeah, I
that
mean,
stuff.
and obviously that came. I think the reason why Kiss was so intriguing to me, I was very young, probably 7, somewhere around that age, very very young, and my mom just had a bunch of VHSs around the house, and Kiss has some pretty sick documentaries on VHS
Yeah.
at that time, and I think just the face paint and the just everything about it was just so cool to me. Paul Stanley had all the girls, so did Gene Simmons. It was just like, oh, this is cool. I like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah, the rock star lifestyle back then, right?
Yeah, it's like, how can you not be addicted to that?
That's true, man. Yeah, 100%. And like, did you start getting into like any instruments back then too, or how did that kind of evolve for you, or was it more so like singing and then rap, or what kind of evolved there?
The funny thing is, like, in my younger years, I would say elementary years, I got a guitar for Christmas because I was so into rock, and I was like, yo, mom, I really want to try to do this. Like, I'm gonna take it serious. Like, I really want to learn how to play guitar because I got tired of playing air guitar. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
Like, and I can just sing along to the same songs. They don't mean I'm the best, but anybody can sing along. I was just like, I
Yeah.
gotta learn an instrument. And my mom got me a Fender Stratocaster, and I would like mess around, but I never like completely like took it serious. I was just a kid with ADHD who couldn't really pay attention for too long. So
Yeah.
I would play a song, try to play along with it, and be like, "Fuck this, man. Let me just hear the song." You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
that's where it began. So no, never really truly picked up any instruments until probably a year or so ago.
Dope.
But when I started rapping, I taught myself how to produce, and I produced every record that I ever had that earned a plaque. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, and I wanted to say too, because like I've been listening to your music too,
jump right on
and
top.
that's one thing that that really stuck out to me was the production of your
Yeah.
songs. Like, and yeah, the fact you did it yourself, it's fucking awesome, dude. Like, good job.
Thank you. That was my first instrument was making beats.
Yeah,
So
and that's quite the because that's not an easy thing either, man. Like,
yeah,
constructing all that for like all the beats and everything. That's quite the thing to do yourself.
yeah. I think the best part about it for me was it's difficult, but learning an instrument is a lot more difficult. You feel me? Because it's like
Yeah.
it seems endless. Whereas with production, it can be difficult. Depends. There's so many different ways to produce, right? You can live instruments. There's sampling. There's looping. And my thing was I would be like, yo, I love all these rock songs, but I'm rapping. Why don't I just sample this rock song and make a beat out of it? And that's kind of where it started. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
That's
okay. Yeah.
basically where it began. I remember
Where it's
the first beat I ever made was a sample from Shinedown 45. Well, I
oh,
sampled that, and that's how I taught myself how to make beats. I sampled 45 from Shinedown, and it was completely shit. But, you got
yeah.
to start somewhere.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like I could look back at like my band with like our first recordings and I'm like, "Oh, this is terrible." But like you said, you got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah. I mean, thankfully I did.
Yeah, man. No, that's awesome. And then when did you start to do like the rapping and kind of start doing shows or performing with that?
I would say, fuck, bro. I was, let me think. I was probably like 22.
Oh, okay.
I'm 29 now. I'll be 30 in like 2 weeks.
Oh,
Um,
geez. Big 3-0.
but yeah, yeah, yeah. We're going down a dark and lonely path here in the next two
Yeah.
weeks. But yeah, I would say like seriously though, I mean my music kind of went viral in I think 2017. And
Okay.
that's when I kind of started doing shows as a professional. But before that, I was touring with Jellyroll for 3 4 years, and that's kind of where I learned how to tour was through Jelly.
No
Um,
shit. So this was like right as you were starting to do this?
yeah, so my brother Highlight, who's also a Columbus, Ohio native, he was actually DJing for Jellyroll at this time, and when I met Highlight, that's how I kind of got into the Jelly thing. I wasn't really even like I wasn't too hip about him or anything. He was rapping at this time. I just knew his 15-minute freestyle thing, and um, a couple years in our relationship, he was obviously still touring with Jelly, and Jelly decided that like we'll bring Doob out too, and let him open up and just learn the game or whatever, and that was kind of what like showed me the ropes because like until the music business, and I keep saying business, people don't understand how this industry operates. There's a lot that you need to learn, whether it's touring, whether it's the business behind it, and just how to navigate through this industry. There's all kinds of different things that you need to know. And
Hmm.
as a kid who was just like, oh, if I make a dope song, I'm supposed to be the biggest artist in the world. That's how it works, right? And it's
Yeah.
like, no, you still need to learn a lot, and
Yeah.
watching Jelly kind of go through his trials and tribulations with the rap space, um, kind of watching him fuck up in certain places and then excel in certain places just kind of taught me or gave me an idea of what to do and what not to do, I guess you should say, because we can't be perfect. You know what I'm saying?
That's a young age, and that's pretty cool to see it at that age and try and understand that. That's
Yeah.
especially with Jelly Roll. Like, yeah, like you said, you can see a lot going on there. That's
I think I
insane.
was 20 when I first started touring with Jelly.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Like a fresh 20.
Holy
like
shit. So what was the touring like? What were the shows like for when you were doing that with him?
um I mean, I'm gonna be honest, dude. It'd be anywhere from 100 people to 300 people, nothing on a
Just
major
small,
scale.
eh? Crazy.
Yeah, just like underground white rapper shit. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? And at this time, I mean, Jelly was still coming up. You know, he had fans everywhere, but he wasn't obviously nowhere near the Jelly that he is today. And
yeah.
but I don't know. That's kind of what the inspiration was behind all of it. Just kind of he kind of was like not the test dummy, if you will, like for me in my career, just because I learned everything from touring with my brother Highlight and touring with Jelly. Like I wouldn't even know that part of the business had it not been for those days. And me being young and getting to like, mind you, I got kicked out of high school. I never graduated. So that was kind of like my schooling. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay.
In a
Yeah.
sense. That was like the okay, this is your college, even though you know what I'm saying, this is your learning time period, you know?
Yeah, for sure. And I guess, yeah, in high school, there was it kind of just because I feel like a lot of people do the sense of, I know me, I didn't take high school very seriously either. It was kind of
Yeah.
just skipping. And for me, it was more important just to hang out with my friends and like do the band shit. I kind of just
Yeah.
put the rest of the shit to the side and just skimmed by. Were you kind of the same then?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, ever since I was a kid, I never had any other dream.
That's
There's
crazy.
never
That's cool
been
that, yeah.
any other dream. My mom knew. I told her every day, you know, like, yo, I'm going to be a rock star or a musician, however, whatever way, shape, or form, it's going to happen. And school for me was like a waste of time. They're teaching me a bunch of shit that is not going to help with what I want to do in life. And at the same
Yeah.
time, I was just kind of like, hard headed and kind of like fuck you guys, you know. In
Yeah.
hindsight, like I wish I would have paid attention to a couple things just because, you know, there's some shit that I'm like in life, like damn, I probably should have listened when they were teaching this. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But at the
Yeah.
same time, there's no regrets. I knew what I wanted to do and I stuck to my guns and just focused on bettering that part. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
I've always admired that with certain people, and like you're one of them where you just knew from like you said an early age, and
yeah.
it's been the whole trajectory, right? You're like
I didn't. There was no other. There was no other fallback for me. You
no
know,
backup
like
plan, eh?
I had a face tattoo. Like fuck, dude. A week after I turned 18.
Oh,
You know what
really?
I'm saying? It was like I wasn't even thinking about jobs and shit. I've never worked a real job. Like I worked one real job for I think 2 months total to save up for a laptop so that I can start charging people to engineer for them and shit.
Oh shit! What was the job?
I pushed carts at fucking Kroger for about 2 months. And then when I started noticing that all the girls who came in who would push carts, they'd automatically get promotions because they're girls and stuff. I was like, damn, I can't ever be a cashier in this job. So like I'm gonna be pushing carts forever. You know what I'm saying? Fuck
Yeah,
this. I'm gonna
yeah,
go
for
make music
sure.
and charge people $50 to record their shitty songs.
Well, fuck, yeah, that's not bad. You're making money doing that, and you're getting experience, right? So that's
Yeah.
smart.
I wouldn't say
Fuck,
I was the
man.
best, but it was only $50. You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah. Well, fuck, that's a deal, man.
Yeah, that's a day nowadays. Shit, you're not gonna
Yeah.
find that nowhere.
Fuck no, not at all. And like, yeah, that's crazy. And curious, so like Doobie, so where did that kind of originate? Was that a nickname you've always had, or did you come up with that?
So basically, when I met my brother Highlight, um, my name was Edub, which is just like my initials, just Eric Williams, EW. That's
Yeah.
my name. So ever since I played football and sports, all my teammates would just call me Edub. Since I
Yeah.
was probably in third grade, second grade, somewhere around there, played football for fucking ever,
Oh,
and that was
really?
just where the nickname came from. But when I met my brother, we were kind of doing the artist development thing, and he's like, "Bro, I ain't gonna lie, that name sucks." Like that name just sucks. Like E Dub, it was my full name was Lil E Dub Money. That was my rap name, and that is
Oh
just the
shit.
shittiest fucking rap name in the world. And he was like, "You don't have any like other nicknames or anything cooler than that, you know?" And I was like, "Well, my dude just be like, 'What's up, E Doobie?' And he'd just be playing around. And I'm like, maybe E Doobie? I don't know." And he was like, "Take the E off. Just get rid of the E."
Yeah.
And Doobie sounds a lot better. And I was like, "Well, I like the money though. I like the money part." And he's like, "Doobie money just sounds stupid, you know?" And
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
"Well, let's make it Doobie Bands." And they're like, "All right, whatever." And then eventually the bands, we took
Just
that off.
went away.
Yeah, like that slowly faded into the abyss over time. You know what I'm saying? We did away with
Yeah. It's kind of funny, like when I seen Doobie, I was like, you know what? It's good, it's simple. I'm surprised like no one's ever thought of that.
the Doobie Brothers is the only other ones,
That's
and
about it, yeah.
you
Like,
know,
man.
it's yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of little, I guess, up and coming people are. I don't know that people who are just random as fuck who try to call themselves Doobie, but it don't work.
Yeah, it's funny that like you were saying the little part. I feel like there was just that whole stint of everyone throwing Lil in front of their name.
I mean, dude, this was the Lil Wayne era, and it
Yeah.
was just like if you wanted to be a rapper at that time, Lil damn near had to be in your fucking name.
Yeah, true enough. I feel like yeah, there was like Lil or using baby in some way.
Yeah, it was Lil, Big, or like Baby, you know. And I'm not big, so it was like I wasn't gonna be, Biggie Dub.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, that's great. So when did you start to see that you were like going viral and just taking off with your stuff? Was that like during the Jelly Roll touring or was it after?
So, Jelly again. Light, my brother Light was DJing for Jelly, but Jelly's best friend, good friend, Struggle had just got out of prison, and he needed a DJ as well, and so he brought Light along, and they went on tour with Yellow Wolf, right?
Oh, okay.
But the deal was Light was like, "Yo, I'm managing Doobie, you know, can I bring him?" And they were basically like, "Yo, we don't really have a lot of money to pay you, so if you want to bring Doobie, we're gonna have to cut down the pay that you're already not making shit off of. But yeah,
Mm.
you can bring him, you're just gonna have to take a pay cut, basically."
Oh, okay.
And Light took $25 a day just to bring me out with him. And I want to say 4 shows into that tour, Yellow Wolf was like, "Yo, how do you keep getting to these fucking shows? Like, what? This isn't making sense." You're right. And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Well, I hopped in the van with Struggle and Light, and he's like, "Nah, man. Something just feels." He's like, "Man, you got to be on the tour." And he just ended up putting me on the tour, like four shows in, and we rocked the tour. But due to some unforeseen circumstances, tour ended up ending shortly. And mind you, me and Light are both living off his $25 a day,
Jeez.
um, you know, pay. And so we didn't. When the tour ended, we were in Vegas. I want to say, so it was our West Coast, and we didn't have enough money to get back to Columbus, Ohio. So
Oh man.
start calling around, like, "Man, hey, uh, we're basically fucked. Can't get back home. Our van's overheating. We got broke down in Death Valley, middle of the summer, um, hot as fuck, and like literally had to call for help, wait hours, for people to come." And long story short, Light ended up on the phone with a rapper named Mad Child, and he was like, "Yo, you guys can crash at my crib for just until you get on your feet. We'll figure it out." And that ended up being a 2 month thing, which we overstayed our welcome, and got put out eventually. It was like 4 or 5 of us in the apartment, and we're all
Oh, okay.
sleeping in his living room. So that just wasn't gonna work. But shout out to Matt Child for lending his home and putting a hand out. He didn't have to do that. And
Man, I was gonna say
basically,
I have not heard that name in so long. Mad
he's a
Child,
legend,
like,
man. He's a legend.
dude. I remember, yeah, Mad Child. Like, I remember Swollen Members.
Swollen
Man, that's
members, yeah.
crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
So we moved in with him in LA. Got kicked out. We overstayed our welcome eventually. We ended up getting an investor to put up a house for us. And we're basically like, yo, we're just going to have to stay in LA for now. And he's going to get us a house. We'll figure it out. So no furniture, air mattresses, every day we'd wake up to put air in the air mattress at like fucking 5 in the morning because they don't fucking hold air
Yeah,
for
yeah.
shit. And then mind you, all the flooring in the house was tile because we lived in LA. So, there wasn't no carpet or nothing.
Yeah.
Just a normal day, putting air in my air mattress. I had released a video, a couple weeks prior, and I wasn't expecting shit just because, like, there was nothing to expect at this time.
Yeah.
And basically checked my video, and it ended up getting like I think like 30 something thousand views, like and overnight from when I went to sleep and then had to wake up and put air in the air mattress. And
Yeah.
I was like, I kept refreshing it. I was like, something's off. I just don't normally happen. You know what I'm saying, for me. And it was real. And sure enough, when the drugs don't work, ended up trending on YouTube, which later led to us releasing a couple more videos that ended up doing the same thing. And we're like, oh, fuck, this is actually real. And then I
Mm.
ended up becoming YouTube's artist on the rise. And then it just started setting in. Then the YouTube plaque came. And I was like, oh, fuck, this is actually real. This isn't like no fake shit. And
Yeah.
it kind of just, from there, it organically, snowballed into what is now, when the drugs don't work, is now platinum. Um, and a couple of Nikki Six is almost, it should be platinum. They haven't sent me my damn certification yet, but it's fucking platinum. So
Nice.
yeah, I mean, it turned into something crazy, but it, it's just wild because everyone, like, it sounds like what would be an overnight thing, but all them years of touring with Jelly and doing that, it just kind of fell into place.
Nice,
It's
man.
kind of, it's weird. It blows my mind every time I talk about it.
It's funny how it's just, yeah, like one day something just clicks, right?
Yeah. You literally, it's literally the definition of luck. You're just being prepared for your opportunity, you know, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And in
And
some cases, you're not always prepared. You know
it's
what I'm
true.
saying?
Yeah. And then it's just trying to maintain that, I guess, right? Or keep it going.
Yeah, that's the hard part because when I went viral, I came out of the gate swinging. When the drugs don't
Nice.
work is over 100, 100 something million on YouTube, and 100 something million on all other streaming platforms. It's like when you come out of the gate and that's your first song that's popular, it's kind of hard to top shit like that. It's like a gift and a curse.
Yeah,
It's,
true.
it's the it's the yes, we did it, but then it's fuck, we gotta do it again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's
exactly.
kind of like but that is the hardest part. I always tell people it's actually easier to break through than it is to keep it.
Yeah, that's true. You just, yeah, get lucky on breaking through, and then yeah, you trying to maintain it or follow it up's that's the challenge for sure.
That's what I didn't realize. I thought, like I said, it's just a nice song and you're the best
Yeah.
ever. No, you
No.
still got to put in. There's still more work to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, exactly. And then so like yeah, you do all these other songs. So when did a switch flip for you of wanting to go more into the rock zone?
So like even my rap career, like I was telling you, I was producing, and one of the ways that I really started getting popular in the rap space was the fact that I was producing my own music, writing my own music, but I was sampling old rock songs and making rap beats out of old rock music. That's what popularized me in the genre for real. They were like,
Mm,
dude, these are songs we already love, but he's rapping on it. That's fucking cool. It was just something new. And so
Yeah.
I kind of always just had one foot in, one foot out, you know. But again, at that time, I was rapping. I wasn't really paying attention to necessarily what the fuck I was doing. I was just a drug addict making music and mixing sounds that I liked. I didn't really understand at the time what it could be. And finally, I mean, I've had this idea in my head like, dude, I just need to take the other foot out and just put it over here for a second and just go full blown punch you in the mouth rock music and just see what happens. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Honestly, because it's always been there and I just was dancing around it.
Yeah, for sure. I think you made a good move there too, because yeah, it's exactly how you describe it. Punch you in the face rock music, because that's exactly how it feels. Like especially Early Bird Gets the Whiskey. Like that's a
Hmm.
great song, man. And it's interesting because like you can hear the change, but it's like you flow into that so fucking easy. And like you said, I guess just you've always had it, right? And it's just yeah,
Yeah.
it's really cool to hear.
It's just kind of wild, man. Like I like what I was doing before we made Early Bird Gets the Whiskey. I was still producing my own shit, and I was basically like, I'm gonna make a rock album of what I thought a rock album for Doobie was gonna be, and it honestly was just the same shit I had been doing. And then I got with a buddy of mine, Andrew Bayless, who's a pretty popular ass fucking producer. He's very popular in the rock metal space, but also the country space. He's produced plenty of records for Jelly and things like that. But we never had talked about doing shit together, just because like I was one foot in, one foot out, like I was saying. And finally, my brother set up a session, and that was the second song we ever did together.
Oh wow.
And that was the fastest song I've ever recorded in my career. We produced, wrote it, and shout out to Connor Matthews, who was my co-writer on that. We produced, wrote it, recorded it all in 3 hours.
No shit.
And I didn't even know, mind you, I didn't even know I had a rock voice because I never like gave myself a shot to sing like that
Yeah.
style, you know? And we kind of just discovered it together and was like, oh shit, we might actually have a little something better and bigger than we anticipated. And that's what kind of like turned into the rock album that I'm actually creating now. I scrapped all the other shit and was like, fuck this.
Oh,
We need to do this. This is what we need to do. And that's
okay.
just kind of what started what is about to come, you know?
Nice, man. Yeah, that's interesting. So you surprised yourself on your vocals for the rock thing, eh?
Completely. Completely. I was
That's
like, that was
crazy.
there? That was there this whole time? What the fuck was I doing?
That's awesome. I like how yeah, that's a cool little fact that yeah, you didn't know you had that.
Yeah. Like I knew that the music itself was in me. I just, especially rock and metal and shit, I just didn't know that I could take it completely there. Like I said, I thought my version of rock was a little different. You know, still very hip hop leaning, and this is more rock influence than I've ever, took it. So
Yeah,
it
okay,
was a
so
surprise.
for sure. And so you like you said you had some rock songs, but it was kind of more like you were still kind of doing some rapping and then when you did the singing, you're like, "Okay, fuck it. We got to do a bunch of new shit now."
It was new because like I said, I wasn't used to singing like that. But I really look at it as it's the same message, the same music I've always been making because I've always been very vulnerable and open, especially about my addictions and what I've been through in life. But I just
Mhm.
think it's on a new production.
Yeah, okay,
It's
I
just
see
kind
what
of
you mean.
enhanced. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like it's the music I've been making for years, but it's easier to understand to someone who's not into some of them things. You know what I'm saying that I was talking about.
For sure. And I get so you saying like you wrote that song in 3 hours, which is insane, or like
Yeah.
fully
Well,
completed in 3 hours. It's fucking crazy.
we wrote it really in like an hour and a half.
Fuck.
It was 3 hours
That's
total from producing the beat, uh, writing the vocals, and cutting the vocals.
wow. That's insane. So besides that one, like were the other ones pretty straightforward for you as well, or were there any new ones that kind of you really had to spend some time on?
I want to say there was one or two records that's going to be on this upcoming album where I think one specifically that I think we spent like 8 hours. That was the longest one. And I was like,
Okay.
all right, y'all, I'm over this. You feel me? This is it. Fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? And you get frustrated, but you're going to have that, especially when you're testing yourself and pushing your limits, you know, and trying to get better. But I think I want to say there's like only one. All these other records we've done in 3 to 5 hours.
That's crazy.
And I'm saying produce, write, record, everything.
Damn, man. That's insane.
It blows my mind every time. I'm like, dude, but I also think too, we just kind of like me, Andrew Bayless, and Connor Matthews, we just kind of like when we got together, it clicked so easy. The chemistry is it's unbelievable. Like when we're in a studio together, it just almost seems like it's not fair. It doesn't. Like, I'll be like, bro, why is this so easy for us?
Yeah.
It's like when you go to, you know, you've been playing for this basketball team all these years and you just keep fucking losing and losing. You know what I'm saying? And then you
Yeah.
get with your new team, you're like, dude, these guys get me. We know how to play. We're good. You know what I'm saying? It's like the chemistry is so undeniable that I feel like it makes the music you don't have to do too much thinking. It just comes out. It's literally so organic. It's crazy.
Yeah, chemistry is so fucking important. So yeah, once you find that, you gotta stick to that, man. Because yeah, like it
Yeah,
sounds like you have the fucking dream team there.
but that's how I feel. I feel like the '96 Bulls or something.
Yeah, no shit. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, like I'm super excited for the like yeah, like so are you allowed to kind of like say like is like in sense of tracks, like is there like is it like a 10 track album? Are you allowed to say kind of in that?
I'm not like a see. This is where I don't get along with the new times. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's so it's so iffy. It's like you really got to weigh it out. You have artists now because of the new streaming shit who are dropping 40 song albums, right? Like Morgan Wallen's last album was fucking 40 songs. And I'm like, this is the longest album I've ever seen in my life, right?
Yeah.
And then you have the other artists who are dropping, you know, 10 songs in this day and age on an album. And then you think about rock music back in the day where it'd be 7 songs, but each song is 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas today, songs are getting shorter and shorter. So it's like, I like to have a happy medium. I don't want to give you too much to digest, but at the same time, I don't want to not be up to par. You know what I'm saying? I want to give you just as much at the same time as you're looking for, you know?
Yeah, for
Unless
sure.
it's just like you are a Morgan Wallen or the biggest fucking artist in the world. It's like, hey, I can release 100 song album and we're good. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
they can do whatever the hell they want. It's true.
Yeah. So
Anyone's gonna listen to it. Yeah.
yeah, like you're good regardless, man.
So I'm curious then, because like, yeah, you growing up with rock music like that, because like you said, you know, it'd be like 10-minute songs, all that shit. And like you said, it's gotten shorter and shorter. So for you, what's your kind of attention span like these days when listening to the songs? Do you like listening to like longer songs? Do you not mind the shorter times or
I think it depends on the artist because if Metallica did a 2 minute song, I'm gonna be pissed off.
yeah.
Like they're not allowed to do that. You know, they're not allowed to do that. No, don't you? If you're Metallica
True.
or Pantera or all these progressive metal bands that we all love and grew up listening to, don't do that. You do it. You 9 minutes. We need 9 minute songs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in this new day and age where some of these newer bands and stuff where the songs are shorter, it's like it's not that the music isn't good. I just think it's you stick to what your strong suit is, you know,
Mm.
and you got to be knowledgeable too of the times. You know, we live in a fucking TikTok era where it's fucking 30-second songs. You
Oh
know what
yeah.
I'm saying? It's like I don't know. I'm kind of like I said. I'm kind of like a new artist right now. You know, with the
Hmm.
rebrand and stuff. So I don't want to give them too less, but not too much right this second, unless there's a more of a want. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Especially
Yeah,
in
I
this
hear you.
day and age. You know, so I'm like 3 minute mark is good song mark for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's fair.
You know, if I did a 9 minute song, people are gonna be like, dude, what the fuck, dude? You
What
know
are you
what I'm
doing?
saying?
Yeah, true enough.
Like,
Yeah, I
why?
guess yeah. Unless you're like, yeah, unless you've been around for a long fucking time. Yeah, they're like, what's going on?
Yeah, because like Metallica and all them, their fans have grown with them.
Oh
You're
yeah,
not gonna if fucking I don't know. Let's say like One, for example. I'm sure that's like a 6 minute song.
yeah,
If One by Metallica was a 2 minute and 30 second song, what half the song's gone. We don't get none of the you know what I'm saying? None of the good shit.
yeah. Can you imagine if those fucking like bands just started to go with the trend and made shorter songs? Can you imagine that? That'd be
Uh,
insane.
it'd probably break my heart.
I think it would break a lot of people's heart.
and and it's because too like the progressiveness of 80s, even 70s, 80s, 90s metal and rock. It was so progressive to where it wasn't about lyrics for real. You're singing the guitar part. You're not even. No one's
Yeah.
even. You're like. "Da-na-na-na-na-na." You're singing that. That's how fucking cool it was. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Mm.
know every solo that was fucking played, right? But then you hear a song today and you skip past the solo. Like get to the lyrics. I want to hear what he's saying. It's just different times.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And so I'm curious too with you, do you have someone helping you with like social media shit or are you doing that yourself too?
So my team will help for sure. Like we'll even sometimes hire out to shoot content just for promo, and then I'll also like do my own little like, hey, it's me shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, we hire out.
Like how do you find that? Do you enjoy doing it? Do you hate doing it?
I'm gonna say this: I hate short form content.
I agree
Like
with you.
I know it's not cool to be mysterious anymore, or weird, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But I kind of liked that aspect, especially as a kid in the era that we grew up in. Like I was born in '95, and like the thing is, when you heard Michael Jackson, right, it'd be this fucking amazing thing. But when you seen him, it's even crazier. Whereas today, if Michael Jackson was still alive, he'd have TikTok and you'd be able to see him 30 times a day
That's
and
true.
10 to 30-second clips. You'd be like, oh, I just seen him fucking 12 times. So it takes away from the like, oh man, I can't wait to see him one day factor. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. So I'm not really a fan of it, but at the same time, if you want to be successful in our business, in our industry, you have to grow with times, whether you like it or not. I'm not a fan of it, but I have to do it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
I hear you,
saying?
man. Yeah. Well, that's the funny thing too. Like even when like with the podcast, when I do like reels, I do clips from episodes, right? But it's so fucking hard. I'm just like, no, this clip is like a minute and 20 seconds. I can't shorten it anymore because I lose
Yeah.
context out of this clip.
That's the hardest part. You literally have to we live in a less is more environment now,
Yeah.
It's getting even more less and less and less. Pretty soon, it was funny. I forget who I was talking to about this. I was just in Canada, and I went to some fucking dive bar, and they just had some local band in there, and they had a set, and they did about 10 songs, but each song was no longer than 5 to 10 seconds.
What?
It sounds crazy. Listen to me. This sounds crazy, right? I blew my mind. I'm at the bar. I'm getting a beer, regular shit. They have a bunch of pinball machines, Kiss pinball, all the cool shit, Metallica pinball. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go play pinball, regular shit, explore, see what's going on here. I see this band setting up, then they go on stage like, hey, we're so and so. Here we go. This song is blah blah blah, and they'll be like, and it'll be over, and you'd be like, and they're like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that we only make 10-second songs. This next song is whoop, and I kid you not, like 6 songs, and I'm already intrigued. Like there's
I'm
no,
intrigued.
it's fucking great, but at the same time, it's like what the fuck? I've never seen no shit like this, right?
Yeah.
One song, I kid you not. They're like, yeah, this next song is what? And it was, and it was done. They
What
dude
the
hit the
fuck?
drum one time. The guitar player went, and the singer was like, ah, and it was done. And I was like,
Is that?
wait, they're dead ass serious. No, they're
Oh
serious.
God.
Fuck. I'm like, this is
I don't
kind of
know.
scary. You know what I'm
In your
saying?
head, like, do you classify that as a song? You know what I mean? Like, is that a song? Or is that
That
just a
was the only time I
noise?
ever seen some shit like that. Well, that's how I knew. I was like,
Fuck.
we're fucked.
Oh no shit.
It's
That's
literally
all
like
I'm waiting for
one,
now.
two, three, four, and it's over.
Oh my god. Where were you? Where were you? What city was this?
I think it was it Alberta?
Oh, that's where I'm in.
Are you?
Yeah,
It was
Edmonton,
like a
Alberta.
pinball bar,
A pinball bar. Were you in
and right
Calgary?
across was a dispensary. Or Calgary, Calgary,
Oh,
I think.
Calgary. Okay.
Yeah,
Ah,
it was like a pinball metal bar, right? And then right
okay.
across the street was a dispensary.
Oh, no shit. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Here in Alberta. My God.
Hey, it was different, man. But hey, they were dead ass serious. So hey, I commend them. Fuck it, man. Rock
I'm
out.
curious to know, like, how many songs did they play? 100?
Like 10. It was literally the shortest set ever.
What
Like
the
they weren't
fuck?
even worried about how long they got on stage. They were like, yeah, we're gonna do our set.
I mean, why would you set up for that?
Yes, that's the spot. It's called Pin Bar.
Pin bar. Okay, I've never heard of that place.
That is the same spot. That is so good. That's funny
I'm
as
gonna have
hell.
to fucking when I'm in Calgary next, I'm gonna have to check out that place.
That is it's crazy because that was like the only rock metal bar in the whole fucking place. So I was like, yeah, let's go
Ah,
there. You know what I'm
let's go
saying?
there. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It was definitely
Man,
funny.
if it gets to that point where all these bands are doing like 2 second songs,
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
It scares me, man. And then on the other side, we have all this AI shit. Dude, pretty soon the best music's gonna be a fucking robot.
That's true. It is true.
That's scary.
Unfortunately. Yeah,
That's fucking scary, dude. It's
it
scary as
is.
fuck.
Yeah, because I already see videos where it's like, here's this song, but with this other vocalist like singing it, right? They could be dead, whatever, and it's just like, oh my god, it sounds just like them. It's so crazy.
And well, what's wild about it, outside of like the chance that there could be an AI artist on top of the world one day, is a lot of artists today, right, use AI for songwriting and things. So like what I've heard, right? I know plenty of producers and writers, right? And when they're working with major artists, they'll do these writing camps, right? And what they'll do is they'll have, just say a big ass house and there's 6 rooms in the house, right? They'll have a songwriter, a singer, and a producer in each room, right? They'll write the song, have the singer sing it, and then what they do is they bounce it down to whatever artist that they're writing for. So say it's for Doobie, right? And
Hmm.
that's my writing camp. I'll walk in room to room and already hear the songs already made with my voice on it. But say you sung it and then they bounce it to my voice. And then that's how I'll know if I want to cut the record or not. Like that's what's going on right now. I
Oh my
have never
god.
done it. I personally would not like the fact that I walked in a room and heard me on a song that I didn't. That's kind of
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is this? It sounds cool until it's like your voice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Like
You
y'all could
had
just
yeah.
release it. You could just
Yep.
literally release this and say it's me. That's
Yeah.
scary
Yeah. It's yeah, to the point where it's like you hear that, you're like, I had nothing to do with that.
at all. You know what I'm
Like, what
saying?
the fuck?
I didn't
Yeah.
decide if I wanted to, put my vocals on this shit. But that's what's going on, especially in like in the major artist lane. A lot of these A+ musicians. That's what's going on because it helps them cut records faster, I guess, is the thing. But my thing
Mm.
is like, where's the feeling there? Obviously, they'll recut their vocals over that, but like, yeah, you're gonna have 500 songs in the vault because it takes 20 minutes to just cut your vocals over top. But
Yeah.
like, my fear is that we're getting further and further away from the organic and authenticity, like the authentic part which makes these great artists great. And I think, me personally, I think that's why, especially in rock and metal, we don't have icons anymore.
No, it's
Think
true.
about it. I mean, dude, there's plenty of amazing new up and coming bands, and don't get me wrong, people make great music. But when you think of your Metallicas, your Jimi Hendrix, your Led Zeppelins, your Kurt Cobains, the iconic people that you can go anywhere in the world and see their face painted on a fucking building.
Yeah.
There's nobody in the last 15, 20 years that is like that.
Yeah, it's true, man. It's true. Yeah, we're kind of it's a fading era. It's weird. It's
It's
so
wild.
weird.
And it's
Yeah.
because the attention span is so little. They're like, oh, he's cool. Next month, fuck that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's true. I think the other thing too is now it's stream like there's so much music everywhere.
yeah.
There's just so much versus back then. It's like what you heard was on the radio. Like it was very limited. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But now anyone can put up shit on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever.
Well, and at the end of the day, and this is just reality in music, period, and with anything, the same thing can only happen so many times. And what has happened in music is the same song is being created 1,000 times in 1,000 different ways, but it's the same song. Everyone rips everyone off and they recreate it, make it their
Hmm.
own, and it's basically the same songs from the beginning of time. They just keep having a resurgence, in order for you to have any hit records for real. I mean, you can only make the same song so many times without it being so repetitive to where they're like, okay, where's the next ripoff? Oh, that's good. Yeah. Okay, next ripoff. Oh, yeah. It's just literally recycled, riffs and tunes and lyrics. It's inevitable. Everyone's already made every song possible at this fucking point.
It's true. There's only so many like chord progressions or melodies and shit, right? It's all just gonna
Yeah.
eventually be used, and then you're gonna start being like, "Isn't that song?"
Yeah. And it's not even. It don't even have to be purposefully.
Nope.
Like you
Yeah.
said, there's only so much that you can do before it's like you're automatically a copycat.
Yeah, I feel like we're
Like,
already kind of doing that because didn't Ed Sheeran go through that lawsuit like many times where people were like,
hmm
"Hey, that's this person's song," and he's like, "I
hmm
didn't fucking know
yeah,
that."
yeah. I mean, and dude, there's so many people who make music, and there's so many worlds outside of our world. You could think that you just wrote the best song in the world and not even realize that it's been done 12 times already,
Yeah, I mean,
and
I've
you're
had
just
that
in
so many
line.
times. I'll write a riff, and I'm like, "This is a sweet riff," and then I've had it happen so many times. I hear it in some song. I'm like, "Son of a bitch, they did it
Fuck.
before me."
I'm not gonna say any names or anything, but this is so funny, right? I have a record on my album right now, and it's a Shakespeare quote, right? Was the name of the hook, and a band is in the top 10 on Octane right now with the same fucking quote of the song that I just recorded for my album, and I'm like, they'll
God
probably
damn it!
think I'm ripping them off, even though we both
Yeah,
ripped off Shakespeare. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like,
yeah,
damn, this is already in the top 10. I already fuck. And this is one of my, I liked the song. I'm like, fuck, I probably shouldn't release that now, because then they're gonna be like, oh, hey, you stole my no.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just the name of the game at this fucking point. You know what I'm saying? We
yeah.
can't like, and I purposely try not to listen to too much um like people in the same genre as me just for the sake, I mean, just like everyone else, just for the sake of not
Hmm.
wanting to imitate someone, you know what I'm saying? Cuz I've always been very authentic and wanted, everything I do to be me. But it's so easy, like I said, man. Yeah, there's only so many times you can recreate the same song. You know what
That's
I'm
true,
saying?
man. Yeah.
And that's just
It's
how it is.
Well, yeah, it's going to be interesting like fucking 20 years from now how more relevant that's going to become.
Pretty
Oh
soon we're
god,
just gonna have to
man.
do cover songs.
That's pretty much it, yeah. I guess yeah, or yeah, something. That's going to be
Sing
so
other
weird.
people's shit.
Yeah, fuck. And that was yeah, I wanted to ask you too with with the new rock song there. Like how has the reception been for you on your side of things?
It's been really good. I think we're still not like haven't officially like got to cross all the way over as far as in the rock space as like fan wise, I guess you would say.
Okay.
Um but as far as industry wise, I've had more love in the rock space than I've ever had in music ever.
Oh,
And I'm not
really?
talking about listener, I'm talking about the business and the industry and the people in it. I've all the biggest bands and fucking popular musicians in rock and metal, follow me and fuck with me. And I've done rap for a decade and can't get anyone to fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Yeah.
I've only dropped one rock song.
That's
So I'm
crazy.
like, what the hell? If either I'm doing this is meant what's meant to be, or just like it must be good or something. I don't know. But like, it's crazy to me. Every day a new band follows me and I'm like, dude, how the fuck what did I do to deserve this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's so wild, man.
It's wild.
Yeah, no shit. And yeah, before I let you go, I'm kind of curious here too. So with the new album, is there going to be like any, I guess whatever you can say about it, but any cool surprises of like any guest features or anything like that?
We've got some amazing surprises to say the least.
Ooh,
How I
nice.
feel with this album, I feel like we're gonna revive not a genre but a specific style of rock slash metal that hasn't been alive in a long time,
Ooh.
and we got some heavy hitters on there that is gonna help with that.
Oh, that's fucking sweet, man. I'm excited now.
Yeah. So be ready to go back in time, I guess to say.
Oh, oh, that'll be fun. Sweet, man. Well, yeah, dude. No, I'm excited for when you drop that album or any like singles leading up to it. It's gonna be like, yeah, I'm already following you and everything, so I'm excited to hear that because I'm a big rock guy too. And yeah, before I let you go, man, like this was fun. I definitely would love to do more episodes with you in the future if you're ever down.
Hell
And
yeah.
yeah, I don't know, promote whatever you want, man, with like anything to do with the new album or if you're doing any shows and stuff.
Yeah, I mean just Doobie, Doobie on all social media. Outside of that, albums dropping middle of the year and we're ready to rock.
Fuck yeah.
I appreciate you for your time, man, as well, man.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. No, this was a fun chat. I was super excited for it, so appreciate it. And yeah, well, like you said, man, everyone get ready for that album. Fucking, it's gonna bring it back, dude. Awesome. Thanks, Doobie. It was fun, man.
Appreciate you.